Part, Part 4, Section 11, Funding Strategy and Sustainability. A common concern regarding specialized association or NGOs is the potential limitation in accessing funds. However, this model addresses that concern by adopting a diversified funding strategy that goes beyond traditional donor dependency. In addition to grants from development partners, the organization actively seeks support from philanthropic sources, private sector investors, government contracts, and community contributions. Furthermore, the integration of a business entity allows the system to generate its own revenue, reducing reliance on external funding over time. By adopting a market system approach, the organization aligns its activities with economic incentives, creating a more sustainable and resilient financial model. This approach not only mitigates funding risks, but also enhances the organization's credibility among investors and partners. Section 12, multi-value chain approach. Another strategic design choice is the inclusion of multiple livestock value chains within the organization's scope. While this may appear ambitious, it is based on the understanding that different stakeholders, such as donors, investors, and partners, often have specific interests in particular value chains. By maintaining a presence across multiple chains, the organization increases flexibility and ability to mobilize resources. At the same time, the model ensures that each value chain is managed by dedicated professional groups, allowing for focused and effective implementation. Activities can be prioritized and phased based on available resources and strategic importance, ensuring that the breadth of the scope doesn't compromise depth of impact. Section 13. Implementation feasibility. The practiced scale and ambition of the model may raise concerns about feasibility. However, the implementation strategy is carefully designed to manage this complexity through a phased and structured approach. Initial efforts focus only pilot areas where models can be tested, refined, and validated. Successful models are then scaled through mechanisms such as joint venture, franchises, and partnerships. Decentralized implementation at the world level ensures that interventions are context specific and responsive to local needs. Strong governance structures supported by digital coordination tools facilitate effective management and oversight. This approach ensures that scale is achieved not through rapid expansion but through systematic growth based on proven results. Section 14. Additional concerns from communities and stakeholders. As the model is introduced to different communities and stakeholders, a range of additional concerns may arise. At the community level, individuals may question whether the initiative will deliver tangible benefits or whether it represents another short-term project. These concerns are valid. Given past experience with development interventions, the response lies in demonstrating practical outcomes such as income generation, improved market access, and sustainable business opportunities. There may also be concerns about inclusivity, particularly whether benefits will be captured by a small group of elites. The model addresses this through transparent governance, targeted inclusion of youth and women, and mechanisms that ensure broad participation. Cultural resistance to new approaches is another potential challenge when can be mitigated through gradual implementation, demonstration projects, and continuous engagement. From a government perspective, concerns may focus on overlap with existing extension systems or regulatory complexities. The model is designed to complement rather than compete with public systems, strengthening their effectiveness through collaboration. Donors may question the business-oriented nature of the approach, but this can be addressed by highlighting its alignment with market systems development principles and its potential for sustainability. Professionals may worry about coordination challenges or the sustainability of voluntary engagement. These issues are addressed through structured governance, digital platforms, and incentive mechanisms that recognize and reward contributions. Private sector actors may perceive the initiative as a potential competitor, but in reality, it creates an enabling environment that supports business growth rather than replacing it. Section 15. risk mitigation, and governance. No ambitious model is without risk, but effective design can significantly reduce potential challenges. Risks such as overexpansion, coordination failure, funding gaps, and community resistance are addressed through clear strategies, including phased implementation. Strong governance structures, diversified funding sources, and active stakeholders engagement. Governance is a critical component of the model, ensuring transparency, accountability, and alignment with strategic objectives. Clear roles and responsibilities combined with robust monitoring and evaluation systems enable the organization to track progress, identify challenges, and adapt as needed. Section 16 Conclusion. The transformation of Ethiopia's livestock sector requires more than incremental improvements or isolated interventions. It demands a fundamental shift in approach from fragmented short-term projects to a current system-based model that addresses structural constraints, unlocks market potential, and ensures inclusive participation. This document has presented a comprehensive justification for such a model, grounded in the realities of the sector and informed by both practical and strategic analysis. At the core of this approach is the principle of specialization. By focusing exclusivity on livestock, the proposed association or NGO is positioned to develop deep technical expertise, foster innovation, and addresses the root causes of underperformance within the sector. This focus is not a limitation, but a deliberate strategy to achieve meaningful and sustainable impact. In a context where complexity often leads to fragmentation, specialization provides clarity, direction, and effectiveness. Equally important is the recognition that livestock systems are inherently complex and interconnected. Addressing challenges within this sector requires a holistic ecosystem perspective, one that integrates production, inputs, processing, and market. The document has demonstrated that without such an integrated approach, efforts are likely to remain fragmented and insufficient. The livestock ecosystem model, supported by continuous learning and collaboration among professionals, offers a pathway to coordinated and adaptive problem solving. A critical insight highlighted in the document is the systemic exclusion of farmers and pastoralists from high value segments of the livestock value chain. This exclusion not only limits individual livelihoods but also constrains the overall growth and efficiency of the sector. By identifying this issue as a central structural problem, the document strengthens the case for an inclusive, market-oriented intervention, ensuring that producers are integrated into areas such as processing, value addition, and trade is essential for achieving equitable and sustainable development. The proposed three-entity model comprising the association or NGO, business, and extension entities represents a practical and innovative response to these challenges. Each entity fulfills a distinct role. The association or NGO builds the ecosystem and mobilizes resources. The extension system facilitates knowledge transfer and adoption, and the business entity drives commercialization and economic value creation. Together, they form a synergetic system that bridges the gap between knowledge, capacity, and market. This integrated structure not only enhances operational efficiency but also ensures that long-term sustainability by combining social and economic functions. Furthermore, the model addresses common concerns related to feasibility, funding, and scalability through a well-defined structure. By adopting a diversified funding approach, leveraging partnerships, and implementing phased expansion, the system is designed to grow in a controlled and sustainable manner. The inclusion of market-based mechanisms further strengthens its resiliency and reduces dependency on external support. Ultimately, this initiative is not merely about establishing an association in Niger, it is about redefining how development interventions are designed and implemented in the livestock sector. It challenges traditional boundaries between public, private, and knowledge systems, proposing instead an integrated platform that aligns these elements toward a common goal. The vision is clear: a livestock sector that is productive, competitive, inclusive, and investment ready. A sector where farmers and pastoralists are not confined to the margins but are active participants in high value markets. A sector that contributes significantly to national economic growth while improving the livelihoods of millions. Achieving this vision will require commitments, collaboration, and continuous learning. However, with the right structure, strategy, and focus, it is both realistic and attainable. This document provides the foundation for that journey, one that moves beyond incremental change towards systematic transformation and lasting impact.